Keep reminding yourself everything, so it's open up. Your focus, your concentration is blocking. Be deluded in blocking yourself with your focus, your concentration. So keep on reminding everything. It isn't about abstain or not abstain. Everything isn't about abstain or not abstain. It isn't about mind or not mind. Everything. Keep on reminding yourself like that. Otherwise, you become fixated on seeing, knowing, and that is useless. Remind yourself 1 or 2 sentences. Everything. It isn't about abstain or not abstain. So it will have no limit in purifying the samsara. Be vigorous in your blessing. Keep on reminding yourself everything completely, open up completely. Lotus has to bloom out. Think of the word everything, so you open up. It isn't about abstain or not abstain. It isn't about let go or not letting go. It isn't about abstain or not abstain. That is great compassion. It will become great compassion without limit in blessing, in purifying the samsara, on and on. If you don't remind yourself, you will go back in focusing, aiming forward, and crashing contact with things. It isn't about mind or not mind will dissolve any fixation you have, and it dissolves anything in the samsara. Dissolve both your state and the state of the samsara. It isn't about mind or not mind. It will dissolve any delusive attachment you have, and dissolve the delusive attachment of the samsara as well. Any fixation, any expectation you sustained, any state you try to sustain, or any expectation you have in aiming forward, that is useless. So have to dissolve it. I don't think I'm playing the music for the buffaloes here. So everything, remind yourself, everything together. It has no limit that dissolves everything. If you don't remind yourself, it won't dissolve because you've been stressing on having concentration, mindfulness, perseverance, meditation, mindfulness. You've been repeating until it's crystallized and becomes karma over dhamma, and it's hard to break off. So everything from not grasping, the non-grasping itself. It isn't about grasping or not grasping. It isn't about grasping or not grasping. Body, mind, state, condition isn't about grasping or not grasping. Any of that. It isn't about grasping the body or not grasping the body or the mind. It isn't about grasping any state or not grasping any state. It isn't about that. It isn't about grasping Nibbana or not grasping Nibbana. It isn't about grasping liberation or not grasping liberation. It isn't about grasping or not grasping. It isn't about attainment or not grasping any attainment. Keep reminding yourself like that. If you don't remind yourself, you will become stiff and slow like a buffalo. There are all kinds of buffaloes. White, black, yellow. So keep reminding yourself. There's many colors, many types of grasping. It's been repeating and fixate on knowing, to grasp on knowing, seeing, and grasp on seeing. It's been repeating for so long and uncountable. So you have to dissolve. It isn't about grasping or not grasping. Everything it dissolved on the grasping that you have overlaying your body, your mind, your senses, your mindfulness, your meditation on things that you have grasped on, that overlaying on your body, mind, senses, and Dhamma. Everything will dissolve. Everything. Keep reminding yourself with one of the sentence. Otherwise, you will become stiff and slow, like a buffalo. From not grasping, the non-grasping itself. Everything is from not grasping. The non-grasping itself. It isn't about grasping or not grasping. Everything from not relate to the non-relating itself, everything. From not relate to the non-relating itself. Keep reminding yourself, otherwise you will block the flow in mid-air in front of you. You're blocking something. That is not blessing. Or are you blessing like a buffalo? You are blocking something in the air. With your mind, you fix it on mind in such a way that you are blocking. I have given you something that is sacred to use but you still stressing on your old habit. So keep reminding yourself with one of the sentences. It isn't about might or not might. Think like that. Don't fixate. Don't focus. You are blocking. You are fixated on the mind. You have to go beyond that without a trace to blessed. You have to go beyond that. Don't fixate. It isn't about might or not might, and it will become no trace in cleansing the samsara, in cleansing all particles in the samsara. Keep reminding yourself with one of the sentences. When I say harshly to her, she's better. You don't have to ask permission to go bless sentient beings. You only ask for permission if you are gonna die. You have to bless all the time anyway. You don't need to ask for my permission to bless. It should happen all the time. It isn't about might or not might continuously all the time. Have to remind yourself, keep recalling one of the reminders I have given. That is great reminders. If you dissolve on your karma, on delusive attachment that you have accumulated over your seeing, your knowing, that is the habit of delusive attachment. Normally there is no, originally there is no habit at all. Because everything is anatta. But when you repeat something over time, it becomes the habit. So every habit is a bad habit because it happens because of delusive attachment. So it all bad habit. Every habit is bad habit. It is delusive attachment. Habit is a cause of suffering. Habit. So it's a habit of suffering. That is why I said every habit is a bad habit. It isn't about might or not might will dissolve all the habits for the samsara. Because it's been delusive attachment that been repeated. Knowing, grasping on knowing, seeing, grasp on knowing. Mindfulness, grasp on mindfulness. Meditation, grasp on meditation. Perseverance, grasp on perseverance. It's grasp on body, mind, dhamma, everything and all things. Grasping of all the grasping, and it becomes bad habit of delusive attachment. That is great delusion and attachment. So it isn't about grasping or not grasping. It isn't about might or not might. Remind that. Remind yourself with that sentence. It will dissolve such habit. You don't need to ask for a new habit from the officiator of ordination. You just dissolve whatever habit that you have existing. That is enough. You don't need to ask for a new habit at the ordination. That is not a true ordination, only a fake one. A true ordination doesn't have a condition of age. You don't need to have 20 years of age to be ordained. A true ordination is to be true to Satyadhamma, which is not a cause of suffering. Ordained from ordination itself, it isn't about abstain or not abstain. It isn't about give up or not give up. That is ordination that is true to Nibbana and Vimutti. It isn't about that fake ordination that you are having nowadays. A true ordination only comes through listening. Once you listen to all these sentences that dissolve themselves, it isn't about abstain or not abstain. You become ordained right there. That is, you ordained already because you have true abstain. Ordained and grasp onto the ordination. Become possessive of your mindfulness. Have mindfulness and become possessive and obsessed with mindfulness. No Buddha has taught you that. You can have mindfulness just to use it temporarily. My power is only for use temporarily. To know how to use it, not to become attached to it. Because you try to gain something from Dhamma, and it's become overlaying the Dhamma. You have karma overlaying Dhamma, grasping overlaying Dhamma. It isn't about abstain or not abstain. It isn't about give up or not give up. That is Vimutti, Nirodha, and Nibbana conclusion. That is true ordination. Every day now, it isn't a true ordination that they are having. Full of have to and must be. Have to be this way, must be this way. Full of formalities and rituals. That is not ordination. It's like you are deluding yourself. You have to be like, it isn't about abstain or not abstain. It isn't about give up or not give up. That is a true ordination. Without any condition. Doesn't have to be this way or that way. It isn't about having intention or not having intention. It isn't about have to or not have to. That's the essence of ordination. It's simple and not complicated and not difficult at all. It's only difficult and complicated when it is a fake ordination, a zoom up ordination. That's why everything is so messed up, complicated, and fussy. You are grasping and holding on to something that is not for grasping. That is ordination that causes a suffering. A true ordination has nothing to do with cause of suffering, has nothing to do with delusive attachment, delusion. It isn't related even to the non-relating itself. It isn't related even to itself. How can it be related to anything? It cannot relate to anything because it cannot relate even to itself. That's the end. So keep reminding yourself and dissolve the reminding. If you have an effect throughout the samsara, to dissolve the samsara, to end the cause of suffering together. Throughout the samsara, the cause of suffering from idea, from knowing, from not knowing, from perseverance, from mindfulness, on that caused suffering, everything that caused suffering, it will dissolve for you. And together for the samsara, so use the reminders that dissolve in themselves. It isn't about having intention or not having intention. It isn't about have to or not have to. It will be more than overjoyed or having a joy. It will be beyond that. It will be beyond the knower, the awakener, or the one who have joined. Everything is from not relate to the non-relating itself. It's not relate to even the non-relating itself. How can it relate to anything? You enlightened, and it will automatically cut everything together with everything. It will dissolve the habit of trying to gain something for yourself, to go back to yourself, which is the cause of suffering. That is the habit that you delude yourself. Everything is from not relate to the non-relating itself. Is for everything. It isn't not to relate to anything, but not relate to the non-relating itself. Listen up. From not relate to the non-relating itself. It is because originally it's not relate to one another as it is. Everything is from not relate to the non-relating itself. You don't need to try to not relate to anything. Everything is from abstain, from abstaining itself. You don't need to abstain from anything anymore. And everything will be in balance with the same essence throughout the whole samsara. You have to listen up. So everything as it is not related to one another. Don't need to relate to one another as it is. It isn't about you trying to not relate to anything. From mind, the mind itself, You don't need to might from anything. It isn't about might or not might. Everything. Constantly. Make a big fuss about forms and formalities. What kind of ordination I should have, what form I should become after I ordained. A true ordination has no forms. It isn't about any form because everything is from not identified with the non-identification itself. So it isn't about form or formless because it is from not identified, even the non-identification itself. You are deluded in trying to identifying with this, with that. What kind of ordination I should have. No matter what kind you are having, that is not good. Because true ordination has no form or has no kind. Listen up and be in balance with the samsara, no matter what realm of existence you are in. Make a conclusion of Nirodha or Nibbana. It isn't about any form or any kind of ordination. Conclude to Nibbana for the samsara. A true ordination doesn't have any conditions. So everybody can become ordained. Only fake ordinations that have rules that certain types of person can be ordained and the other kind cannot be ordained. But a true ordination doesn't have such conditions. Something that isn't about give up or not give up. Something that isn't about abstain or not abstain. That is a true abstain and true give up, which is also a true ordination. And true ordination doesn't have any condition that discriminate anyone from ordination. Only the fake ordination. So you better ordain from the ordination itself. If you want to abstain, abstain from abstaining itself. Only fixate on trying to abstain but not abstain from abstaining itself. If you're still mattering with abstaining or not abstaining, it's not a true abstaining. It isn't about abstain or not abstain. Have to think that way. Have to remind yourself like that. The true ordinations, you can ordain anywhere. Anyone can ordain because it's ordained from ordination itself. Something that isn't about might or not might, with everything that will immensely release the whole samsara throughout.